Well Russ, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 projects where I'm going to be taking some items that I got from the Dollar Tree and elevating those items to blow your mind. I hope you enjoy the video. This is my first YouTube video. I've been around making things for a long time on Instagram, but I figured, you know what, I gotta come over to YouTube and really get into the meat of what I'm making because people want to know. And on Instagram, you know, those videos, they're shorter, and that's what that platform is here. But I'm here to give you all the nitty gritty of what goes on in these projects and how to make them. So please like my video first, then subscribe to my channel too, and then share it with somebody that you think may also enjoy the content, because this is how us creatives get inspired. So I hope you enjoy it. Sit back for the ride. Everything today is really simple to make. If you have any questions, please drop your comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. Enjoy the video and peace. Okay, so for my first project, I used 6 foam rings from the dollar store, and I started off with the bare chalkboard paint. But to be honest, I would not recommend it. It did clog up on me halfway through, and this isn't the first time that happened. So I did have to go to the store, and I ended up getting the Krylon chalkboard paint, which worked so much better. You could also use just regular chalkboard paint and paint it on. Next, I glued the rings together with my Gorilla glue sticks, and I also used E6000 just to give it a firmer hold. So as I finished stacking the rings, I liked how it was coming out, but it wasn't giving me the impact I needed. So I did decide to spray it with some of that stone coarse textured Krylon paint, and I just really loved the way it came out. It was a full coverage, and it really gives you that like actual stone look. So this really took it up a notch, and I'm gonna say I loved it. And here's the final project, guys. I love the way it came out. I did pick up this elephant ear plant from Home Depot, and it's perfect. Okay, guys, here's the second project. At first, I want to apologize for the quality. I think my battery was going low on my phone, so it caused it to distort a little bit. But I did take 2 bowls that I got from the Dollar Tree. I glued them together, and then I added these little glass pieces on the side because I wanted to give it some texture, and I thought it would look really well once it all came together and was spray painted. So here I am just applying it again with the Gorilla glue sticks, and I would recommend those. I was using like cheaper glue sticks, and they just don't get the job done. So if you have a project that you want to last, you definitely want to invest in the Gorilla glue sticks. So now that I have it all spray painted, I'm going to secure the wick at the bottom with some glue, and then I'm going to use a wooden dowel to secure it so for when I pour the wax in. Okay, so these are 3 pillar candles from the Dollar Tree. I put them in this metal pan, and then I put them in some water in just a regular pan that I had and let that boil up. Once it was boiled, I went ahead and I just scooped the wax into the bowl, being very careful, trying not to spill it on the side, even though it could be a quick cleanup, but I was just trying to be careful as possible. So I did this as much as I could till I got to the bottom, and then you'll see once I get to the bottom, I'm just gonna pick the pan up and pour the rest of the wax into the candle and let that just sit and harden. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the spray paint color that I used was terracotta. It was also by Krylon, and that color is just so beautiful. I don't think that this is doing it any justice, but I'll definitely be using that on future projects that I have. And here's the final project, guys. It came out so good. I mean, I know I say that, I keep saying that, but it came out better than I expected, and I just love it. Okay, so for project number 3, I got the wooden round tabletop from Home Depot. I believe I paid about $7 for it, and I got the gel stain from Michael's, and I believe that was like $1.99, $2.99. So really what I'm doing is what I do for all my projects. It may not be what everyone does, but I just apply it directly to the wood and just start rubbing it in until I get the coverage that I want. You can do multiple coats depending on, you know, how dark you want the stain to come out. But I did 2 coats on this, and I also went around the edges the best I could. One of the things that I would probably do different the next time is to sand the edges so that it takes the stain a little bit better. But for the most part, it came out pretty good. I love the color. I have this color. I've used it on a bunch of different projects. So that little bottle has gotten me through like 2 to 3 projects around my house. Now for the legs, we're using 3 paper towel holders that I got, of course, from the Dollar Tree. I spray painted those with that same Krylon chalkboard paint that I used earlier, and I bent them on an angle because, of course, you need them on an angle so they will sit up, have the tabletop sit up correctly. Next, what I did is I outlined them so I could have a better idea of where I needed to glue them down. And you definitely don't want to skip this step because you might have your table off center, and you know an off center table is going to wobble. So I went ahead and just outlined each one at the bottom just so I could have a guide as to where I need to apply the glue. Okay, so keep in mind, even though you did trace it, you might not, it might not line up exactly, but even if it doesn't, you can go back and just outline with the glue. And the glue, I'm telling you, these Gorilla Glue sticks are perfect. They give the best hold. So yeah, you can just go back and trace around just to make sure everything is attached to the table. here is the finished product. It came out so well. I love the way the stain looks. Again, guys, I told you I would sand the sides, but other than that, it's perfect. It's sturdy. You can sit things on it. Perfect. Thank you all so much for joining me today. This is my very first YouTube video, so please remember to like, subscribe, and share.